Today is February 23rd, 2019. And today in Nigeria is elections. Nigerians are electing their next president, governors, House of Representatives, senators as well. So it's a big deal. Earlier in my podcast, I endorsed Atiku Abubakar as my preferred candidate. He is from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and he is one of the main contenders of the elections. The other top contendant is our current president, President Muhammadu Buhari, of the All Progressive People's Congress, APC. Now, those two are really the two. I think one of the two will be the next president. I have mentioned why I supported Atiku. Atiku stands a chance, but I think the elections favor the current sitting president, President Buhari. But man, Nigeria is going to change a lot if Atiku wins. He's going to privatize NNPC, which will not only make the Naira strong, but in the long run, fuel availability will be improved. And with that, with energy, anything that does have anything to do with energy also improves. So really this is a big deal. Well, my key important issue in this election for me is not about the candidate, not about the party. It's about reducing the size of government. It's about freedom. That's my issue. And going forward, that's going to be my issue. In the next presidential elections, if I'm alive, I will support a candidate who will reduce the size of government. Why? Because government is violence. It's literally violence. So I don't expect violence to work. No matter how we try to make it work, it will never work. It never does. So basically, I want to vote any candidate that will reduce violence. Let's see. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. One thing that came to my mind a couple hours before was, really, elections, right? Government democracy is like an alternative to war. Okay, we're not gonna go all out and decides who takes what based on who wins a war. No, we're going to decide it on the ballot paper. So instead of going to war, killing people, we're going to do a lesser evil, which is really congregating people and making them forcefully abide by what the majority wants. So it's absolutely a step forward. I've mentioned this before. Democracy is a step forward from how it used to be. Before now, most countries or empires, tribal resources are really in the hands of the few. That's how it used to be. Kings, queens. Now, the decision of how wealth is going to be distributed, it's more spread. People now, the common man on the street can vote. So I think the world is making a lot of progress on that. But really, if you step back a little bit and just consider. So this is basically what it is. Let's see. I'm not gonna kill you right away to decide who takes or wins something. I'm just gonna put a gun to your head. If I win the vote, I'm gonna put a gun to your head if I win the vote, and you must do what I say since I win through voting. That's basically what it is. The majority pointing guns to the minority. Yeah, sure, we won, so do as we say, or you lose your life, or you go to jail. That's basically what it is. So it's still violence. It's literally still violence. Now, so yeah, it's still violence, but obviously is a lesser of violence compared to how it used to be before. Really, before, literally people would go to war to seize lands, resources, between tribes and empires. It was a mess. It was absolutely a mess. It just war. No, let's talk war. So now people are realizing that violence is not an answer. So we are going to vote. The majority points guns at the minority until such a time when the minority hopefully becomes a majority to do the same. What I want people to realize is this is not what we want. Obviously, right? I think it's obvious that I don't want someone to force me, put a gun at me to do what they want. That is not peace. Okay, Adam, today we voted you should not wear pants. Yeah, do over, you go to jail, or if you refuse, you try to resist, you lose your life. That is obviously violence. So that's what we want to reach is to continue this trend with knowledge, to get to that individual freedom. Meaning I can actually decide what I want to do without anyone forcing me to do what they want, and vice versa. I can't force someone to do what they want. They can't force me to do what they want. Sorry, I can't force someone to do what I want, and I can't force them to do, and they can't force me to do what they want. I really hope I said that right. But you get the idea. That is where we should head to. Since we accepted democracies and people, we've kind of stagnated. Governments are getting bigger. And I think it's a natural progression. Especially since people don't realize that it's violence. So we're going to have government, and it's going to be a while until people realize that it's not working. and through peaceful parenting, teaching people not to use violence to achieve means, all of that will accumulate and we will get rid of government. It's probably going to be centuries, but government is not sustainable. It's not going to stay. So that's the aim. So right now, what can you do? Well, preach no violence, peaceful parenting. Basically, anywhere there's violence, try to reduce it. So government. Don't advocate for more government. Actually advocate for less government. Advocate for less government. A politician says, we're going to do this. No, don't vote for that guy. Vote for someone who said, I'm going to go in and reduce the size. I'm going to go in and reduce the functions of government. So that's one. And obviously, in cultures where force is the order of the day, forced marriages and all of that, you can lend your voice to reduce violence. This channel, that is my purpose. I'm against all violence, all forms of violence. And I think the one with the biggest impact is raising children peacefully. That takes a while, but that will be the one that would have the greatest impact. Our greatest threat right now is government. So yeah, keep advocating for less violence wherever you see it. And I wish Nigerians all the best in these elections. And regardless what the outcome is, I have resolved to continue to endorse candidates that would vote to delete government. That is my one and simple rule. Are you going to delete government? I will vote ya. I will endorse ya. I will campaign for ya. Period. I don't have anything against anyone. I think if you support government, you might not be aware. Or maybe you are, but you are being honest. You prefer violence. I hope you reconsider. So, but yeah, that's my simple criteria. Anyone that will go in and reduce government, now or in the future. Thank you very much for listening, and I will talk to you soon.